Despite the downpours, we still are in a drought in this state.
We are. News 8's Tina Detel live for us in New London tonight with how people are dealing with this dry weather. Tina.
You know, other parts of the state may have gotten downpours, but here in southeastern Connecticut, they barely got a few showers, and that is frustrating farmers.
As it gets more dry, it just really curls, so you certainly can see the effect of the dry weather on that one.
Karen and Tom Scott tell us when you have to start watering the corn, you know it's getting bad. They've even had to water winter squash and pumpkins, which don't show up until September, just to get them to germinate.
Just a lot of work, that's all. That you don't really want to do. You got other things you should be doing.
But for the grandkids, the overhead sprinklers are just good fun.
On the other side of the farm, they use trickle irrigation, and the goal here is to water these peppers equal to what would be 1 or 2 inches of rainfall a week.
The Scotts who own Scotts Yankee Farmer lost 2/3 of their peach crop after the Valentine's Day freeze, but the drought hasn't seemed to hurt the survivors.
The taste is going to be phenomenal because that's the one thing dry weather intensifies the sugar content in, like peaches and plums and that.
And corn would be the same way.
They, like Peter Bargman, who owns Alice Acres Farm and Greenhouses in Gales Ferry, try to look on the bright side of these hot, sunny days with no rain.
I'd rather have to put the water on than take the water off. Much better that way.
Bargman says this is the 3rd summer in a row with a drought, and it has delayed his harvest.
This is like the desert of New England, right here in this corner here.
Even Monday's storms dried up before they hit southeastern Connecticut.
We ended up getting 4/100ths of an inch. That's not much.
Fortunately, Bargman opened his Cows and Cones ice cream stand a few years ago, which helps make up for the losses in the fields. But he does have to water these flowers every day to keep them in bloom.
This ice cream was the best thing I ever did.
And Peter Bargman tells us he even has ice cream made just for dogs. Now, he plans to open his farm stand next week. That was delayed because of the drought. As far as the Scotts go, the Scotts Yankee Farmer, that farm stand has been open for a while, but tomorrow is when they plan on starting to sell their very own peaches. As I mentioned before, about 1/3 of their peaches did survive that February freeze. We're live in New London. Tina Detel, News 8.